What up, ball players? It's the Madden Curse Week 5 matchup recap. Let's take a look at the first matchup. It's myself versus Scott. We were both 1-3. Scott got the W. He won by 20 points. He's moved on to 2-3, third in his division. And I am 1-4 on the season. On Scott's team, Josh Allen had 35 points, McCaffrey 23, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first quiet game, 6.5. Wide receivers, DK Metcalf with 18, Jacoby Myers with 24. Those guys really kind of put the nail in my coffin there. Tyler Conklin had 0, and Rex Burkhead with 4.8, but didn't need too much out of them as he had all those points. Really, Allen, McCaffrey, Metcalf, Myers, they took me out. He had 137 points. I had 116, which isn't awful, but I mean, if you don't win, it doesn't matter. Let's see. We had 60 plus points from the Bucks crew. Brady with 20, Leonard Fournette with 36, Mike Evans with 12. Naheem Hines finished with 1.8 points. I subbed him in towards the last minute. First drive, he got 2 targets and a run. I mean, production looked like it was going to be there, but he also got a concussion and missed the rest of the game. So, didn't get much there. Cortland Sutton finished with 16, or with 12, I should say. Dallas Goedert with 17. Started Amonra. They said he was going to play on a limited account. Figured we'd take the shot. Ended up with 5.8, so hopefully after the bye this week, he will be back at full strength there. Congratulations, Scott. Moving on, JT and Dan. This was the highest scoring matchup of the week. JT put up a really good score, 134 points. Unfortunately, Dan came through with 176. Kirk Cousins with 22 points. Damon Pierce, 20. Ramondre Stevenson, 20. Justin Jefferson, 30. Gabe Davis, 32. Taysom freaking Hill, 34 points. I don't even know if he caught any passes. I don't know if he played tight end at all. But he had 4 touchdowns. 34 points. CeeDee Lamb in the flex with 10. And then he started the Lions defense and got a point out of that. 176 total points. Second highest score of the season. Like I said, JT put up a good score. Herbert had 14. Josh Jacobs with 30. I think that's his second 30-point game. Pretty cool there. Jamal Williams, 5 points. Cooper Kupp, 25 points. I think that guy's hit 20 points every single week. Don't think he's going to stop. Curtis Samuel, 12. And then another 33 from Kelsey. Most weeks 134 points is going to get you a W, but not this time. They're both 3-2 moving forward, so in pretty good spots as far as playoff standing goes. The next matchup here is Fat and Jordan, team Bed Pooper. He's starting early this season. This is another 50-point loss. I can't say a whole lot. I lost to both these guys, but I think this is Jordan's second or third 50-point loss this season. Fat put up 139 to Jordan's 88. Jordan had 14 out of Lamar, 10 out of Aaron Jones, 2 out of Damon Harris. I think Harris got hurt. 10 out of Michael Pittman, 23 out of Mike Williams, 3 from Pat F. Michael Gallup with 8 points. Najee Harris on his bench, and he only put up 6 anyway, so probably a pretty good reason there. I see Rashad Penny down there as well. I believe I think he had a season-ending injury, or at least he's out for some time. I don't know what happened to Bateman. He must have missed the game. He has 0. On Fat's side, we had Joe Burrow 17, Austin Eckler with another 30-plus point game, 36 points. He didn't have a ton of carries, but the guy was averaging like 15 yards a carry, so you don't need too many to rack up some points when you're doing that. Saquon finished with 20 points. I was actually at Fat's house when he got injured and got to see the ups and downs for that, but it ended on an up. And Saquon came back in the game, scored a touchdown. It was his shoulder. Looks like he'll be totally fine moving forward and continue on as the RB1 for the season. Marquise Brown, 20 points. Christian Kirk with 2. Gerald Everett with 1. And then Tyler Lockett in the flex, 27 points. Not that he needed it because he beat Jordan by 50. On the bench, he had David Montgomery's back with 18 points. So that's nice there. Let's see. Fat is 4-1. He's going to take over second place in the rankings. Jordan, he's getting closer to me in the rankings. We'll take a look at that once we finish these matchups. Matchup of the week initially was Brent and Frank. And Brent ran away with this one, 152 points to Frank's 98. Frank's side, he had Matthew Stafford with 10 points. Joe Mixon, 11. Singletary, 5.6. Stephon Diggs, as usual, 24 points. DJ Moore sighting, he had 10 points. Darren Waller was 0. Interested, wondering if he got hurt there. I go to bed early, so I didn't stay up for the Monday Night Football. Someone let me know. Melvin Gordon came through with 13. The Niners D with 15 points there. Got him some good numbers. On the bench, nothing crazy. Claypool had 10. Michael Thomas looks like he was hurt again. He's been that way for the last couple of years now. On Brett's side, 150 points. Let's see. Patrick Mahomes puts up 30. Derrick Henry, 27. You get 14 points out of Kareem Hunt. Tyreek had 13 points, bit of a quiet game. I think they were saying he was in a walking boot. And Jalen Waddle with 5. I think that's his second straight 5-point game. But when Tua's not there and you're throwing with Teddy and whoever the backup to Teddy is, can be a little bit harder to get those passing yards. But doesn't matter. Mark Andrews had 22. Chris Olave 15. I think he also got a concussion during that game, so he may be in concussion protocol. So if that's the case, Brent has Devonta Smith on the bench who put up 18 points, so he could sub him in pretty quick. So a lot of points on Brent's side. Took that, and he's 5-0, and he's going to maintain number 1 on the rankings. That's no surprise. The next matchup, Jason versus Alex. Let's see. Alex got his first victory of the season. I'm not going to say I called it, but I did call it. 132 to 115 over Jason. Alex is 1-4. Jason is 2-3. On Jason's side, he had Kyler Murray, 16 points. Shouldn't have scored that much with the way he was dressed. Breece Hall with 27 points. If you send Jason a trade for it, it'll probably expire. That's how much attention he pays to his team. Miles Sanders, 8 points. Devontae Adams, 27 points. And a pending suspension. He pushed over cameraman. Mike Evans got suspended for pushing over an NFL player. Looks like it should be a suspension to me. Terry McLaurin, he's on bye anyways next week, so it won't really matter. But after that, it would be nice to see a nice suspension there. Terry McLaurin, 12 points. Zach Ertz, 10. Mac Hollins was 0. Was very surprised by that start. But you should never be surprised by anything Jason does. Let's see. On the bench, Michael Carter, 17 points. Would have been a nice sub there. Rondell Moore, 13 points on the bench. Either one of those. Let's see. Michael Carter would have won the game, and that would have kept Alex 0-5. So thanks for not doing that. Jason's 2-3 moving forward. Alex 1-4. The last matchup here, T versus Marshall. This one came down to the wire, and if Mr. T had won this game, he would not have received his new ranking, which is 12 out of 12. Unfortunately, he did not, and he lost 95 to 97. Closest matchup of the week, I believe. I'm going to say some bad luck on T's side. He got 18 out of Derek Carr, 20 out of Jeff Wilson, 14 out of Eno Benjamin, 12 out of Jamar Chase, 1.6 out of Hawkinson, 12 out of Godwin in the flex. He started the Dolphins defense versus the Jets, and they got -1. He did get 18 out of his kicker, but the bad luck was T. Higgins getting a 0 point game. I think he got hurt in the first quarter. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but he got hurt and he missed the rest of that game. I mean, if T. Higgins plays that game and gets a couple of catches, he wins the game. He's 2-3. He's not 12 in the rankings, but unfortunately Higgins got hurt. Not sure what his status is. On Marshall's side, pretty low scoring affair considering the guys he has: Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, James Robinson, Deebo Samuel, AJ Brown, Higbee, and Drake London all combined for 97. Hurts got 28 of that. Alvin Kamara got 23 of that. So, I mean, really, those two guys carried him. Robinson was 6, Deebo with 11, AJ 6, Higbee with 11. On the bench, nothing too crazy. Hayden Hurst, 17 points out of the tight end spot. That's pretty nice to see there. Trevor Lawrence with 10, which is kind of rough from your quarterback. But those are the matchup recaps for the week. I'll do the math. I'm not sure what the record is as far as the picks, but I'll put that in the chat. But as far as the new standing goes, we do have that. And the standings are as follows. In the 12th spot, we have T. He was a T. Higgins injury away from getting out of that, from not having that 12th spot. And we'll go to myself or Alex, but T's in 12. Alex is in 11. Myself, I am in the 10th spot. Jordan, 9. Jason is 8. Scott is 7. 6 is Frank. 5 is Dan. Dan's had a pretty big climb. Last 2 weeks, he went from 12th to 5th. Pretty cool. Marshall is in 4th. JT, he's in the number 3 spot. I'm going to go ahead and say JT's never been this high in the rankings. So congratulations, JT. Fat in the 2's position. 1 loss on the season. The only 1 loss team in the league. And then, of course, Brent, who is the only undefeated team in the season. The number 1 spot, let's see, has he been number 1 all season? Since week 4, number 1. Since week 4, honestly, probably should have been, but you know, he's got it now. Congrats, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll do some predictions. So we'll get some W's. Me. But Matt and Curse.